Shalom. My last recording was interrupted, so I have to redo this video again. Okay. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Subscribe to them and be edified. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Double honors to them, and shalom to the prophets of the body, and shalom to the 144,001 third. Okay. We're getting to that point where, this race war is going to break out very soon. Paraphrasing a scripture, Judah is a lion's whelp. A whelp is basically like a cub, right? Or a puppy, all right? And Genesis 49:9, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? All right? Who's going to excite him? Who's going to make Judah wake up? All right? Judah's like a lion's whelp, a cub at the moment, He's like that lion in the Wizard of Oz. He needs courage. He needs to, step up, and that's going to happen. Okay? Now, the hatred between Jacob and Esau has been from the get-go, from Cain and Abel, where Cain slew Abel. Then they were reborn as Jacob and Esau the so-called white man, right? Who so-called white man is Esau, and they've been trying to delete Jacob. Okay, they go for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and especially so-called black men, because you are the head tribe, and the Lord, pursuant to Hebrews 7:14, stems from the tribe of Judah, Yahweh. They go for all the tribes, but the so-called black man, they probably go a little bit more, because they're the head tribe and they are the foundation of the 12 tribes. But our core foundation is Yahweh Bashem Yashai, of course. But you know what I mean when in terms of the tribal aspect. All right, they think that you get rid of the so-called black man, everything, it'll be the Israelites will fall down like a house of cards. But they don't realize Yahweh Bashem Yashai has ordained these things to happen this way. All right, because man's goings are of the Lord. All right, so everything is of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Okay, they have police involved as well. All right, hence the reason why the police department is basically just a modern day slave patrol, and they delete so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, even if they don't have anything. Even females, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian females, they delete them even if they have nothing in their hands. They have a mobile phone in their hand, they shoot you. Okay. I saw a video the other day of an Edomite, so-called white man, on top of a police vehicle, and the policeman was driving it, and he didn't even shoot through the window to delete the so-called white man, the Edomite. Because with Edomites, so-called white criminals, because they're the biggest criminal on the planet, the so-called white man. All right, they get first chances, second chances, third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances. They get chance after chance. All right, the only time the cop will probably shoot a so-called white man is if they're blatantly approaching them and they got no choice but to shoot them, but they'll give them plenty of chances. But when it comes to you so-called black people, right, the police department and the powers that be, and a lot of them are KKK members and, parts of certain Edomite or white supremacist groups, they're all part and parcel of it, okay? And the government looks the other way, and they know they have these things there, all right? And they also help their cohorts, the crackers without badges, to help them delete Jake. We've heard of lynching, Sandra Bland, male and female Israelites being lynched in college campuses, universities in their homes, okay, hanging on trees. And what do the coppers say? They unalive themselves. They unalive themselves. When that spirit of unaliving ourselves is not a Jacob spirit. Okay, killing yourself is not a Jacob spirit, or deleting yourself is not a Jacob spirit. That's an Edomite spirit. Jake doesn't have the spirit just to say, "Oh, I'm happy with my life, and I'm just going to take myself out." Take myself out. The Lord doesn't do that. All right. I mean, the Lord hasn't got that spirit on Jacob. Okay. All right. Collectively, as a whole, For the most part, Jake doesn't have that spirit. That's the Edomite thing, a so-called white man thing. Okay. And in this place called Silver Lake in Delaware, there have been 5 lynchings, but that have happened. Okay, but it's always brushed under the rug. It's never talked about. It's never talked about. All they can talk about is Tupac. Damn near 29, 30 years later, they're still talking about Tupac, and other BS. Well, they never put this in the forefront of news. This is only talked about by Afrocentric channels, not news channels. Okay, or the brothers talk about it, apostles on down. All right. Now this news segment or this video is from 2 days ago, and this brother here is going to play a video of a Jake that escaped the lynching of 2 Edomite men. All right. And the coppers are involved as well, and the groups are rising up here in the UK and Europe and the USA, and they're all, because we are in a world where everybody's connected up via the internet. So these people, these groups, these white supremacist groups, are training and connecting up and talking about what they want to do. Okay, because that race war, okay, Jeremiah 30 verse 7 will pop off. It has popped off, but not to a higher level where it's going to pop off where, as soon as you look out the window, there'll be just clashes and people clashing and heads rolling and gunshots going off and all sorts of things. It hasn't got to that level yet, but it's coming. All right. And the Lord is putting these things and letting you know about what's going on, so you so-called black men can stop your BS and start. And if you look at the bottom of this page, this is called Taylor House Publishing. And by the way, I'm not making no money out of this. I'm just pushing the news what this brother is already talking about. Okay, and even the bottom of people's messages and statements and what they've said, a lot of people are saying, black men need to stop deleting each other and go for the real enemy. So this mindset, amongst Jake and even Jake males and females is coming to the point where it's saying, you know what, let's put the guns down and put the weapons down and start coming together, right, and go for the real enemy. Now I'm gonna play a video segment. All right. Um, in Genesis 4, the Lord put a mark on Cain, which was that leprosy, and that leprous skin tone they still have to this day, from Cain to Esau, right? And where is it again? All right. One second. I'm trying to get the description of where Cain slew Abel. 1 second before I play the video. Genesis 4 and 8. Cain talked with Abel, his brother. Abel is Jake. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up uh, against Abel, and his brother slew him. All right. And to this day, that anger and hatred is still there. All right. You can read Genesis 4, find out what the scenario was about, so you get more elaboration to it. But to this day, as Jacob and Esau wants his so-called birthright back. They know spiritually deep down in them, a lot of these Edomites have a hatred for Jake. Okay. They have a deep down hatred for Jake, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, but they don't know why. It's so spiritual because they don't have the same hate for Somalians. They don't have the same hate for Pakistanis. Obviously, they probably call them towel heads and wogs and gollywogs and niggers or whatever they're going to say to them. But that core hatred and those signs back in the day, no blacks, gypsies or whatever, or no blacks, Mexicans or Puerto Ricans. It didn't say no Africans or Somalians or whatever. Even though they probably didn't know about them back then, but their core target is you Israelites. It's you Israelites, all right. Even though Trump is coming down on the dark nations right now, but the core target is you Israelites, okay. And that hatred is still there, okay. And spiritually, Esau knows something ain't right. their kingdom is falling, and they want to keep their power, right, and their glory going, okay, and they're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep it. And one way to do that is they want to cool their temperature down by deleting and unaliving you Jakes, and the police help them out. Hence the reason why this doesn't get pushed to the forefront, and very seldom, if even if that, you find Edomites getting locked up for life or getting put in the electric chair for lynching a Jake. All right. When I say Jake, I'm talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You so-called you Israelites. All right. Now I'm going to play the video. And see, Jacob is a supplanter. All right. Now Esau knows something ain't right, and they want their birthright back, which was never theirs to begin with. Okay, because the Lord wants to set up the kingdom of heaven on earth, not the kingdom of hell. We're already living in the kingdom of hell, and Esau's got his kingdom. They live by the sword, don't they? Aren't they all a bunch of Tony Starks, Iron Men? Especially these elites. Okay, they want to be like that, don't they? Okay, that's their nature, their weaponry. Okay, the elites know what time it is. They know that, okay, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and those scattered abroad and even in America, are Israelites. Okay, and they all, but the lower level Edomites, these crackers, don't know. They just think that, oh, they're black people, they're multiplying because pursuant to Hosea 1:10, we're the largest nation on the planet Earth, and they assume America is falling because of the so-called black man. They just want to have a world where it's, you've seen that movie, old school movies that were made in the 50s, like Moonlight Bay or By the Light of the Silvery Moon. Those of you that have seen classics like that, they show an Edomite world, right, where everything's beautiful and pristine, and the wife is in the kitchen. They got a housekeeper, and everything's just pristine. And the man just walks around with a smoking pipe in his mouth, wearing a suit, pacing back and forth, lording the house while his wife is frantic, trying to prepare dinner for her husband to make sure the dinner is ready for 6 o'clock or whatever, and he's sipping on his whatever he's sipping on. They want that kind of world, but it's not going to come back. It's not going to come back. So it's going to get real grimy out here. Okay. Now these brothers that are not being unalived by Edomites, they're living to tell their tale about being almost lynched by Edomite men, two so-called white men. And as this brother mentioned, 5 lynchings have already happened in that area of Silver Lake, Delaware. But this brother was lived to tell the tale, which means in that area of Delaware, Silver Lake, there's a lot of police officers that are involved, and a lot of powers that be, okay, that are involved as well. Hence the reason why it's being brushed under the rug, okay? Because if this was happening to so-called white men or white women, guarantee you there'll be mobs up in arms. They'll be coming into your neighborhoods. They'll be pulling out Jakes out of their cars and beating the shit out of them, or even unaliving them. It'll get to that point. All right? That's how it would be. But for you Israelites, you don't really care, man. This news comes out, 20 minutes later, you forget about it because you saw a Mike Epps skit or you saw Eddie Griffin skit, and you forget about it. You just forget about it and move on because something else comes more important in your life because you don't care. All right? You're like a puppy. You're a cub. You're like, Judah's a lion's whelp. Who's going to rouse you up? Right? The Lord is even saying that. All right? But what these crackers need to understand, that the Lord hates you, you Edomites, man. Your 2 Ezra 6 verse 54. The Lord, Yahweh Shemeshah, hates you Edomites. Okay? You're like spittle. Okay? You're like spit. All right? And the Lord even said that Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right? So you Edomites can do whatever you want, whatever you're doing, even if it's evil. Pursuant to Isaiah 45 verse 7, the Lord takes care of the right-hand side and the left-hand side. So the Lord is making everything happen for a particular reason. All right? And that's to raise up Jacob, because this race war will pop off, because it's only going to be so much until that pressure cooker blows. All right? Once these crackers grab someone's I don't know, man, someone's grandma or mother or little child, and they find them deleted, or however it will happen, however the Lord will make it happen, Jake will rise up at some point. And then all the tribes will join up because they'll know there's a common enemy. All right? And rap songs are already coming up about black and brown unity, and the gangs putting down their rags, and certain Chicago gangs coming together, So that vibration of unity between black and brown is coming to that point. Anyway, I'm going to play the video. Let's go.
Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. And someone alerted me to some unsolved lynching cases in Dover, Delaware.
Copyright use.
And there's about 5 lynchings that happened in what they call Silver Lake Park. And of course, they ruled them self-unalivement. But this case is one of the men who escaped the attempted lynching by 2 white males. Now I'm going to let you hear him tell the stories. Then I'm going to be back with some more details that I read about these particular cases. Just watching this video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes only.
We're live on scene in Delaware with our brother Henry Fordham.
Yes.
Our brother has a very, very serious story that he wants to share with the black family out here. We've had many interviews on the radio station, One Horizon Radio, where brothers and sisters around the country are facing direct assaults from Europeans, from whites, murders from white police officers, lynchings in Louisiana. And now we have a lynching that occurred, at least one lynching that we know of that occurred here in Delaware. And we actually have a brother who actually successfully escaped a lynching, our brother Henry Fordham. And he's going to share his story. We're actually in the park where the white males tried to lynch our brother. And we're going to go through the interview so you can hear from our brother exactly what he went through. So, Brother Henry, I want to start off asking, you said how many white males was it that you said came to try to lynch you?
It was 2.
It was 2 of them.
2 white Caucasian men.
Okay. Do you have any idea, if you had to guess, about how old were they?
They was roughly probably, one of them probably was like 30 and the other one probably was like in his 20s.
Okay.
Late 20s.
Late 20s and one in the early 30s, something like that. Okay. How tall were they? Big? You know, what was the stature?
One was like probably 6'1", and the other one probably was like 5'8", 5'7" or something.
Okay. Were they big guys or they small?
One of them was. The other one was small.
Regular size. Okay. So when was the first time that you ever seen these 2 Caucasian males?
I seen them when I walked on Governor Street in Dover downtown.
Okay.
And one of them salamed me, gave me the Islamic greeting, and as he gave me the Islamic greeting, I salamed him back, and that was that.
Now, how do you think he knew you were Muslim to salam you?
I guess because of my beard.
Okay, so he was able to identify you as Islamic. You didn't think anything strange about it when the white boy said, "Hey, salam." You just thought he was Muslim as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I salamed him. So earlier that day, I just left, went back, didn't think nothing of it, went back in the crib, and seen him. Next day, seen him again, but it was early in the morning.
And where were you when you saw him this time?
I was on North New Street.
North New Street.
Yes.
Okay, what were you doing?
I was just outside, just smoking a cigarette.
So you was outside smoking a cigarette in the morning?
Because the boarding house I am, she doesn't permit smoking in her home. So
okay,
I went outside and I was approached by the same Caucasians, and they greeted me again and said, "I need to talk to you about my issues and my problem, my baby mom and all that stuff." So
about whose baby mom?
His baby mom.
Okay.
His baby mom, because his mom leaving, taking his kids and all that stuff. Come to find out just a lie, But that was just.
So I want to make sure I get it right. So they see you standing out there, you're smoking a cigarette, yes, and they come to talk to you and ask you, "I got some problems with my baby mamas. I want to talk to you."
Got some problems. He wanted. Got some problems. He want to know more about Islam and all that stuff, So me not thinking nothing of it, I was like, okay, I speak to you briefly because I gotta go out and look for a job. I gotta prepare myself to do what I need to do. The next thing you know, that's when the drama went down. The gun was flashed out on me.
So hold on, tell us about that. So what kind of car did they pull up in?
A white Dodge pickup.
Okay, so they pulled up in a white Dodge pickup. You start talking. When they were talking to you, were they in the van or in the pickup or outside the pickup?
One of them, it was first they was inside of one of them was inside of the pickup. The one that alarmed me was inside of the pickup. Then he got out.
Okay.
Then he, ran down while he wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
So that's when the pistol got.
Now, did Now that one, the one that you're talking about was the one on the driver's side. I mean, the passenger side. What?
That was the one that salamed.
That's the one that salamed you. Who pulled the gun on you?
Him.
Okay, so he got out. Did the other one ever get out the car?
Nah, he never got out of the vehicle whatsoever.
Okay, so he was saying he want to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, what happened when he pulled out the gun? What happened?
The gun got pulled. You know,
where did he point it at you?
To my head.
So he got out and do to me what he did to you. Y'all standing there, he talking about his baby mama, and he just did like this. And what did he say?
Get in the vehicle right now, probably blow your mother head off. You know, was that?
Okay, so then what'd you do?
You know, I didn't, man. You know, I was great. Just say, yo, you gonna kill me right here. Mm-hmm. But you know, hey,
he had a gun on you in your head.
Right.
Did you have any idea? You probably don't remember. Do you remember what kind of gun it was, or do you have any idea?
It looked like a 38 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like revolver or okay, you had a revolver.
Yes.
38 revolver. Okay, so you put the 38 on there and say you got to get in.
Yes.
So you hop in.
Yes.
All right. Then what happened? Were you in the front or back?
I was in the back with him the whole time.
Okay, so he had back there. Did he have a gun on you, or how was it?
Yeah, he had the gun on me the whole time.
Where?
Like in my head, you know, he had hit me with the pistol and everything, go boom, and you know, so much cup and all that. So I was like, Dad, I thought you was practicing Islam. Like, man, F all that stuff, and man, that was just the get you inside. Get you inside the vehicle and gonna kill you today. So you know, that's how they got me the vehicle right there.
Okay, so he told you in the vehicle, we gonna kill you today.
Yes.
Okay, then what did they do? What did they do? How long the drive did it take?
It took how long it took us to
get from where they picked you up to here.
And it all went down.
How long would you think would say? Just for people, because people don't know.
4 minutes.
So they took you about 3 or 4 minutes from where you were. Because most people are not from Dover, Delaware. Even Dover, Delaware.
Yes.
Brother from Delaware, he lives here. They took him 4 minutes from the street corner where they found him to a little park. What's the name of this park? Do you know?
It's called Silver Lake.
Silver Lake? Silver Lake Park in Dover, Delaware, where they brought the brother to lynch him. Now, do you remember where they parked?
They parked right here.
So they pulled up to the corner right here.
Right here. Corner, park.
They parked the truck right here. Facing this way?
Facing this way right here.
Okay.
Facing that way right there.
And then what time of day was it?
Like 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning.
So 5:30 in the morning, so it was still dark? Or light?
It was kind of light.
It was kind of light.
It was getting there.
Nobody was here. No cars. Okay.
Voice is simply faster, more natural, and more flexible.
Okay, so they pulled the truck up there, pull up. Then what happened?
Then it all went down. The fight began. Fight for my life.
So they bring you to the stop right here in the pickup truck. Tell us what happened after that.
The struggle began. You know, we start fighting, we start hooking, you know, and everything else.
So help me out. You say so it was two up, one in the front, one in the back. How did they get you out of the truck?
How they get me out of the truck? You know, at gunpoint.
Okay.
They got me out at gunpoint.
Okay.
And from then, that's when I grabbed one of them. Come to find out, you know, that the gun ain't had no ammunition.
So how did you find that out? Okay.
I know because he was like, I'm going to shoot this motherfucker.
Oh, so he was pulling the trigger?
Yeah, he was pulling the trigger and
so you pulled the gun?
Nah, I never got a hold of the gun.
But he was shooting and you realized there wasn't no bullets in it.
There wasn't no bullets. He played me. He was letting me know he played me.
Oh, so he wanted you to know that?
Yeah, he wanted me to know.
Yes, wait a minute. So they drag you out the vehicle. So then what? Yeah, you start realizing now I'm gonna fight now because they about to kill me.
Right. I'm gonna fight for my life. I already know what time it is now. I'm great. We great to get it in because I already know you trying to kill me now.
Okay.
You know, it's no robbery. It's you straight up trying to kill me.
Right.
So
So what'd you do?
So soon as we park right there. After that,
inside or outside when you start fighting first?
I started fighting as soon as we got out here because I already knew what time it was.
Once they pulled you out the car.
Yeah, once they pulled me out the car, that was my chance right there.
Okay.
You know? So we started fighting and everything like that.
So you swung on one of them?
Yeah, I swung on one of them. And Swung on one of them, I dropped him. He got back up, and the other one started attacking me with this knife. He started stabbing me all in my face and all that stuff, right?
So show us where he stabbed.
Stabbed me right here, you know. Stabbed me right here. It's kind of healed up. He stabbed me right here.
Okay.
It went all the way through. He stabbed me with like a shank pointy thing. You know, stabbed me right there.
And you said it went all the way through?
Yeah, it went all the way through. Then he stabbed me somewhere. He stabbed me. I think. Damn.
You just knew you was getting stabbed. You had time to sit down and figure out every place he stabbed you. Okay.
Right.
So he stabbed you. You dropped the other one back up. And what's going on now? Y'all fighting?
We still tussling.
Okay.
So one of them just grabbed me by my neck, started bringing me towards this area right here. The other one grabbed my foot. You know, the other one grabbed my 2 feet, took me down to this area right here, and one of them still had me in the headlock. He dropped back on me, you know, and had his feet on me like I don't know what type of position it is, but he had me like
you couldn't move.
I couldn't move. I couldn't move whatsoever. So the other white boy, he kept on going to the van, grabbing stuff to try to knock me out with, you know. So he grabbed the burner again, hit me up top of my head with the burner again. He grabbed some beer cans. He grabbed whatever he can to knock me out. I just know it wasn't time for me to go right then and there.
Right.
You know, once he couldn't knock me out.
Right.
Once he couldn't knock me out, I was like, oh, it's a wrap.
So you couldn't move, but he's hitting you, but you still ain't going out.
I'm not going out. He still. His name was John.
Okay.
You know, white boy name was John because they were saying each other's names and stuff like that. His name was John. And he steady hit me up top of my head. Homeboy got me in a damn headlock. Then he took my belt off. Wrapped it around my neck.
So he took your belt off. Your belt.
After he couldn't knock me out, he took my belt off.
Okay.
And wrapped it around my neck.
Okay.
And start
choking.
Choking me with that joint. Start tugging on the joint just.
And the other one's still holding you?
Yes, while the other one's still holding.
Okay.
You know, so damn. Well, I'm just kind of upset about the whole situation.
Take your time, yes sir.
Bring it back. So the belt was too small. The belt was too small to do what they really wanted to do with it.
Okay.
You know, so he went back to the truck and tried to find something else. To hang me with. Then he was like, since we can't hang him, let's drown this motherfucker. So they try to attempt to roll me to the lake. Mm-hmm. By the time then I'm like up, like excuse my language, like I'm kind of like messed up. So they try to roll me down to the lake, get all the way down here. And they dragged me down the hill. John went back to the truck to try to find something else or whatever like that. Then he ran back down, tried to throw me in this lake right here.
So help me out. When John was going up there, what was the other guy doing?
He still like had me pinned.
How?
You know, like in the chokehold position, but he had his legs wrapped all the way around.
So he was on the bottom.
Yeah,
he was on top.
On the bottom. I was on the top.
He got his legs around you and the chokehold.
Yeah, in the chokehold.
So you can't get out.
I can't move. I can't do nothing.
Okay.
So I started yelling for help or whatever like that. You know, started yelling for help. You know, because when nobody out here, I ain't think nobody heard me or whatever like that. So I'm yelling for help, and nothing came. But I was just like, I got to get. I said, I know God didn't just bring me this far to let me go out like this, you know. So John ran back to the truck to get something. I don't know what he ran back to his truck for, but this is when I bit Mike. That's his name. I bit Mike.
So Mike was the one that was holding you up.
Me. Yeah,
okay.
The big white boy. When I bit him, you know, I bit him hard.
Do you know where you bit him?
On his arm.
Okay.
I don't know which arm.
But you bit one arm.
I bit him so hard that I almost bit a chunk up out of him. I wish I did, you feel me? But he let me go. So when he let me go, because he was screaming like a little, he was screaming. He was like screaming when I bit him. And white boy John came running over here. So I got enough time to break loose. And that's when I ran all the way over there, jumped that fence over there. Hold on, I ran through the graveyard, jumped the fence, and ended up in that lady backyard. Because as soon as I ran across, he said, "Yo, we're gonna have to hit this. We're gonna have to hit this that black ass." I'm running across the joint. They hurry up and jump in their motherfucking vehicle, put it in reverse, and start chasing me down with their vehicle. And that's when I jumped
And they're covering up some of the curse words, by the way, as well.
the grave.
Those Edomites were really probably so-called swearing at him.
So you were able to make a beeline over there fast enough before the vehicle got to you.
Yes.
So once you got in her yard, they didn't come in her yard. No,
they did. They bounced.
So what happened when the police got there? Because this is very interesting.
All right, so there you heard a little bit of story of Henry Fordham.
Now, what you got to understand here as well, okay? ICE could be involved in situations like this as well, but these guys are unarmed, all right? And because we are, there's the plus you got the hatred of Jacob. You got the hatred of Esau against Jacob, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. And then on top of that, in these times when finances are a little bit low for a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of Edomites and Edomite groups know about places where they can move bodies and sell body parts. And the way they see it, they see you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men and women and children as a commodity. They don't see you as so-called human, all right? And so they're probably trying to get him, knock his ass out, or take this Jake, right, somewhere where they could either sell him or delete him. Because these guys are unplanned. They had a pistol with no bullets. They never had a rope. They try to kill him. They wanted to delete him. Okay, and now a lot of these Edomite men are Moes. Okay, they're, I want to use code. They're happy people, Rainbow Coalition, and they've demonized the rainbow. They're going to pay for that. But Rainbow Coalition. So they're probably trying to. If you've seen Pulp Fiction, which is quite a disgusting scene when Jake ends up in the Moe's motorcycle shop, it's probably a situation like that where they're trying to grape him. It could have been that, and they probably wanted to delete him at the same time. But the fact of the matter is, Delaware, Silver Lake, 5 lynchings that are documented or known of Israelite men, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. Many, I believe, many black men that have been lynched there. Okay, and this Jake escaped, and this is from 2 days ago. This story, so therefore, the hatred is still alive and well, even amongst the young Edomites. So this hatred is passed from generation to generation, because one of the Edomites was 20 years old, one was 30 years old, and they know you Jakes. They know you niggas a lot. They know you. Oh yeah, these black men are in Islam. Let's talk about my baby mama, the term baby mama, And Jake should have worked it out. White boy with a baby mama, and he's coming to you. Why is he asking me these questions? Why? Something ain't right. Okay, because I'm a so-called black man, he assumes I got a baby's mama. I got a baby mama, or 3 or 4 of them, or whatever. Why I can't be married, so-called married, according to this world. I can't have a household, right? That's how they see you as. And then they say assalamu alaikum and all that bullshit because they thought that you were Muslim, because that's what they know about you, man. Okay, these Edomites watch you closely. They're watching closely while you Jakes are studying bullshit out there. And if Tupac's alive, or if he's in Cuba, or certain rap battles, all this whatever, right? All these other lower level stories. While you're focusing on that, these Israelites are studying. These Edomites and these heathens, these so-called white people and heathens, are studying you. They're watching your rap music, your rock and roll music, your jazz music, all your creations, your inventions. They're watching you, how you move, how you maneuver. They're watching the women. They're kidnapping you, deleting you. They're watching all FOI, NOI, Farrakhan, the Israelite groups. They're watching everything. They're studying you. Because an enemy, what does an enemy do? Before a boxing match, what does a boxer do? He study your opponent. And these Edomites are studying you very closely, Jake. Okay, so now the time is to be very, very wary. All right? I'm going to go to... The Lord hates you, Edomites, pursuant to Romans 9:13. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right? Now, this hatred has still been going on to this day. Genesis 27:41. And Esau, the so-called white man, hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that obviously didn't happen. So hence the reason why these Edomites, up until this day, right, are mad at the blessing. The higher elites know what time it is and why the hatred is there, but the lower level, these crackers, Joe Sixpack crackers, know spiritually deep down, and some of them actually know because they're watching the Israelites. That's why the hatred is there, because they know that you Jakes or we Israelites have rulership next on this planet, and that's going to be for eternity. All right, we're the real eternals under the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. They know that. All right, but you Jakes need to wake up, man. All right, let's go to what the people are saying here. If it ever pops up. This is why black men need to stop deleting each other and fight the real enemy. That's from 2 days ago. Police would have said suicide case closed. Of course, those racist thugs is probably responsible for multiple murders. They are more likely serial killers. Yeah, more than likely true. And that's from Patrick Huertas. Okay, that's a Latin Jake there. See, all Jakes come collectively together because they know who the common enemy is. All right? We see the name here. Patrick Huertas. More than likely Latino, so-called Latino, right? All right. Know your enemy. Never trust our enemy. All right. And never trust thine enemy, right? Never trust thine. Let's get that scripture. 1 second. Let me see if I can get it up here. 1 second. And a lot of these coppers are involved as well, because I've seen a case where Edomite copper was following a young child and asking him questions. I wanted to take the child in the back of his vehicle, right? But I think it was a black woman that kept following the child and saying, "Where's your mother? Where's your mother? Where's your mother?" I think the child was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old. They're playing in a park. And basically, that Edomite was pissed off. And Edomite, I think they get paid $20,000 for each child. And these coppers are involved, okay? Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You should know the track record of the so-called white man, okay? Never trust him. Why are you trying to trust him? Okay? All you Jakes out there, we got to, listen, that analogy that, what's that guy's name, man? The bald-headed Jake from back in the day, man. Khalid Muhammad. He used to say the same thing as Muhammad Ali used to say, or Cassius Clay, right? You got 100 poison, you got 100 snakes in a pit, and 50 to 75 of them are poisonous, right? And the others aren't, right? You're not going to really put your hand in there, are you? So why would you trust your enemy? They're collectively evil people. All right? You got to be wary of these people. Do you know the track record of the so-called white man? And to this day, is the same record being played again and again and again? Right? Genesis 49 and 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. A whelp is like a cub. All right? From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Who's going to wake you up, Jake? But you will wake up, because that time is coming. All right? That time is coming. And Jacob's trouble has started, but it hasn't kicked into full gear yet. Like there's rumors of wars, but World War III will happen. The same with Jacob's trouble. There's little skirmishes here and there. Jacob's trouble has started to a certain degree, like the seed has been planted, but it hasn't got to that full fruition. That's Jeremiah 30, verse 7. And that's going to happen soon as well. But you crackers got to understand, these things have to play out, but you are not going to win. All right? Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is going to intervene, and the elect are covered. You might get some 2/3 Jakes, fair enough. And a lot of 2/3 Jakes are going to get you, and Jake is going to win this race war. Because all the tribes are going to come together. And I'm sure the heathen will probably join the tribes. Okay? Because at the same time, Israelite foreigners probably join them, because they'll say that we got a common enemy. It's the so-called white man that's coming after us, trying to ship us away and trying to delete us and trying to come for our families. They'll probably come together, but we'll see how things play out. All right? But that hatred is there. All right? All praises, honor, glory, and blessings and power be unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. You Edomites are not going to win. Okay? Your end is coming. All right? Your end is coming. And the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai has a covering over his elect. Okay? but you will rouse up those Jakes that are going to get down in the streets to participate in this race war, which will happen. All right. So that anger and that hatred is alive and well. All right. Between for you Israelites. All praise and all praise, honor, glory, and blessings and power be to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rakakodash, Mawatha Bad Baba, Kwam Yashra, Shalom.